Solve the problem. Yay! So Kim was on a laptop, on a computer instead of on the mobile phone. When you split screen with a live, you have to be on your phone and mobile device. I don't know why, but that's how it works. So yay, we found the problem, we found the solution. Kim will be along in a moment so we can interview an incredible author. Woo-hoo-hoo. We are looking to interview authors for every day in December. So if you know anyone who's an incredible author, get them to connect, get them to get in touch, and we will. Here she is, and we would love to interview them. Our first one up for December is Kim. She has published over, I think it's 20 books now, and some of them that are awesome, that will really appeal to us guys, is she's written all different ones about camping. Hey!
It worked.
Woohoo! We
Yay!
fixed the problem. Nice, quick, nice and easy. Yeah.
Perfect.
So, Kim, tell everyone who you are and what your books are about.
Absolutely. So my name is Kim Eldredge, and the book that we're going to be talking about today was written when I was the outdoor princess. So I have my tiara and my fancy earrings on just for you guys. And I'm gonna apologize 'cause since I'm holding the phone, like I've got to like brace my elbows so we're not, getting all car sick because that's just no good. So thank you so much for having me, Laura. This is awesome.
No worries at all. So, what inspired your books? Because you have a few different ones about camping. So, what's inspired the book?
I do have a few different books about camping. And one of the things that was so important to me growing up was getting to spend time with my family in the outdoors and getting to do camping. And right around the time my dad and I had actually started this business, we went camping, and there was this mom who was camping with her two kids for her 13-year-old son's 13th birthday. And it was a miserable experience for all of them. They borrowed a tent and they couldn't set it up. They didn't know how to cook. They didn't have the right supplies. I'm certain that the 13-year-old boy had a great time, but the mom really didn't. And it
Mm-hmm.
broke my heart. It breaks my heart to this day that something that I loved to do with my family, they had a negative experience about it. So that was really a lot of the impetus for the message around my work when I was Outdoor Princess. And I haven't done anything with the brand in a decade maybe.
Wow.
Um, but it was all about creating happy, positive memories for people getting outside and having a really good time.
I love that. And something we spoke about when we spoke about your book is you put it in larger print, so people doing it under torchlight, glow
I,
stick, little
yeah,
candlelight.
I did because,
I
one
love
of
the
the
thought that
things,
really went.
thank you. I really appreciate that because, one of the things that was so powerful for us when we were camping was getting to do stuff by firelight and with, and by the light of the lantern. So what I actually did was here's like some of the inside. It's a very simplistic layout and it's got big font for that reason. So it's usable. And when I started, I had a
Wow.
bunch of books published on Kindle, and I didn't really realize this was at the time. Life has changed a lot since then, but people didn't take their devices camping. They were too expensive to risk it. And so that was why I went with the paperback format, so it would be accessible to the people who needed it most.
I love, love, love that. Everybody knows us knows we're all about family, we're all about creating magical moments. Camping is definitely one of those that creates magic moments. And as the parent, sometimes trying to feed your family around a campfire while you're camping in a camper van, all these different ways of camping, trying to feed your family can be, oh my gosh, it can ruin the vacation.
Yes, yes. Or, we the moms end up still staying in the kitchen the entire time. And and it needs to be easy and it needs to be fun. And we cook differently when we're out. we do reach more for the convenience foods like canned this or frozen that. But how do you still prepare that in a way that's fun and exciting? I won't go for nutritious. We're camping, okay? Like, eh. But we want it to be easy. And this conversation's so apropos because I have a girlfriend right now who's going to be taking her pop-up camper with her husband and her two little kids. They're 4.5 and 2, and they're going to be traveling across the southern US for the whole month of January. They've never
Woo,
done
I love
something
that.
like this before, and they're like, I don't know how to cook. And I was like, I got you covered, girl.
Oh no.
Let me send you my book. Like,
And that friend is here online right now.
yeah.
And that's Catherine. Hey, yay! Aren't you so happy she wrote that book? That is so, so awesome. I absolutely love it. And now that you have your own little one, I'm sure you're going to start getting out, making your own adventures. And then you'll have a whole nother book to write, because camping with kids, and as far as, and instead of
Oh
being the
yeah.
kid, is such a different experience.
Oh my gosh, you have no idea. Like I have another book about camping that's called Pitch Your Tent, A Family's Guide to Tent Camping. And there's a section in there for kids, but I wrote the whole book before I had kids. Like I had friends help. Oh my gosh. My son is 15 months old. We've only been camping with him once. We do a ton of day trips, a ton of hiking, but only one camping trip. And Laura, we stayed in a yurt. So, it has canvas sides, it had a wooden floor. We didn't have to haul that type of stuff. It had a little fireplace. And you know what I discovered? My kid sleep crawls. My kid sleep crawls. So, like, he wouldn't get tucked down into the sleeping bag with myself or my husband. We couldn't, we hiked in like 3 miles, so we didn't have like a pack and play or anything. And yeah, he wakes up in the middle of the night and like sleep crawls. It was the most intense, crazy one night experience of our lives. And we're like, okay, so we want to take him camping. We have to get this figured out. Because everybody with camping with toddlers, especially with backpacking, they're like, oh, just slide them down into your sleeping bag. They'll be fine. Nope. Going with no on that one.
Something we learned very quickly was we always try things out at home before we go anywhere. So the first time my kids went camping, it was in the playroom. They tried out sleeping bags. They got to do all that stuff before we braved it. So we
Oh,
always had like a trial run in a safe
see,
place. And then we
like
moved to the garden, and then we went out.
that's a great idea. Yeah, no, this was for our second wedding anniversary, and so I booked us to this yurt. We have this great backpack that we haul the kid in. And before we had kids, Ben and I were really avid backpackers, and we were going out all the time. And so we figured, oh, we'll just add a child into our life. And everywhere else, Laura, we have been completely successful with it. What we didn't realize was the kiddo, I call him Small Thing on social media. So we didn't realize that since Small Thing has slept every single night of his life in his own bed, he doesn't
Wow.
know how to share a bed with us. And I'm certain that he gets up and sleep crawls in his crib. But what do I care? He's in a different room, the door's closed. Like, knock yourself out, buddy. Do whatever you want to do in there. Put the three of us together, plus two dogs, and it was
Oh
a
God.
very interesting evening.
You got lots of sleep that night, huh?
Not so much, no, no. But you know what? We ate well. We ate well. I knew how
Yeah.
to feed us.
Yeah, you knew what you're doing. That's so awesome. Thank you so much for sharing your story and your journey with the camping book. Make sure you put your link in a comment so people can find
Absolutely.
your books on Amazon.
I'd love to do
They're
that.
awesome. Check them out if you're going camping. Take my tips. Try run it at home first, house, garden, and then go for it. And take this cookbook so you're not stuck trying to figure out what to take, how's it's going to work. You've only got one burner. Like there's all these crazy things that can go wrong. So take the cookbook, big print, take a torch, and have an awesome time using Kim's
Absolutely.
incredible book that she's thought out. And when you write that new one for parents that are traveling with kids, get in touch. We will do another interview. I will help you share that out.
That sounds like a great plan. Thank you so much.
No worries. Thank you so much for your time, Kim. It's really awesome to connect.
Bye. I have no clue how to get off.